All right. Happy. Is today Wednesday already? No, it's got to be Tuesday. No, I had a meeting yesterday on Tuesday. Okay, it's Wednesday. Jeez, all right. Gonna do a little reading. Devil in the White City. Gonna play some. What are we? What are we in? Hold on. Hold the phone. Hold on. Squill. Yeah, squad fill. Squill. We're doing some squill. Got it. Um. Yeah, there we go. That's fine. We left off on the subsection The Landscape of Regret. At this point in the book, the architects contractually, a verbal agreement, yeah, they're seeing eye to eye on having to get this stuff done. But the architects who aren't exactly in control of their situation they're 1 foot in, 1 foot out the door, because they don't really have that much control over what it is that they're doing. Although they have the artistic control, they're not really in control of what they're doing as a whole. At any point in time, the possibility of them getting fired, I'm assuming, is probably up there, right? It could happen. There's a lot of things that could happen, and they're just not in control of that, and that's kind of rough. Got a little farmer's tan. I should probably start wearing tank tops in the summer now. I was out there studying for another exam outside, and the sun just kind of caught me on the right side, I guess. Let's go ahead and get that out of the way. Gotta check that just in case we get stuff from the team. It's yours. Go ahead. Go right on ahead, bud. There should be like a pinging limit, right? Like, don't annoy the shit out of your teammates. Limit. Oh, that's fantastic. No, please feel free not to hit your shots. Dumbass. Oh, dude, I don't know what time of day it is. Yeah, okay, okay. Alright, so the book reading begins. The Eastern architects left New Jersey at 4:50 p.m. January 8th, 1889. In Car 5, Section 6 of the North Shore Limited, which Hunt had reserved so that they all could travel together. Olmsted had come down from Boston the night before in order to join them. Why am I being rebooted already? Oh, shit. Thanks, fellas, I guess. Would have appreciated you guys fighting with me, but I guess if a reboot is all you can do, I can take a wild guess as how you guys are gonna play this game. You gotta be shitting me, right? Absolutely nothing? Dude, fuck off. I don't want your shitty minis. Got my own. Fuck you. Here's a wild idea. Why don't we play with the team? How about that? Awful positioning. What's dipshit doing at blue? Oh, dude's not even... Oh, gosh. Alright, we gotta attack this. This rotation. Yep. No. You kidding me? I'm gonna let you die. Fucking cock, man. Oh, this dude. Oh, this guy. Both of these two. There you go. Taking that bat.
Victory.
Yeah, way to not bring any attention to us. Thanks. Why are you gonna pick up his card? He wasn't even playing with us. I'm trying to be a dick of a teammate, just... Tis the facts, you know? God, what the hell am I looking at here? What the fuck is wrong with you? Dummy. Dumbass. Dude, this is how I die. Yeah. I really don't want to do this. Hoping there's some luck here. What's this idiot doing? Shoot this guy. What are you doing, dude? Oh, blue. You're not blue. I mean, you want to talk about rough starts. I mean, rough starts have to do with just awful teammate, right? Awful teammate play. I mean, first of all, they didn't even land together. Homies aren't even fighting with me. But you know what? That's my fault. Because if I was a little more of a rat, right, the game would go a little smoother because they're little rats, you know? Nice. Let's go ahead and let's see. I like the song, but it's a little too many words. I like that. 5 minutes and 30. That's a good beat. It was a bewitching moment, a gorgeous train rocketing through the winter landscape carrying 5 of history's greatest architects. All in the same car, gossiping, joking, drinking, smoking, Olmsted used the opportunity to describe in detail Jackson Park and the trials of dealing with the exposition's many layers of committees that for the moment seemed to have so much power. He respected Burnham for his candor, his directness, and the air of leadership he exuded, and no doubt he told the architects as much. That he spent a good deal of time asserting his own vision of the exposition's landscape is also beyond doubt, especially his belief that the wooded island should remain entirely free of conspicuous man-made structures. Interesting. 2 hours before the train reached Chicago, during a brief stop, McKim received a cable notifying him that his mother, Sarah McKim, had died unexpectedly in her home at 78. The two had been very close. He left the group and caught a return train. And nobody would blame him for having to leave, you know? That's man's mama. That's a man's mama, so, you know, he definitely had his priorities right, and, you know, nobody would blame him for having to leave, and you gotta respect the decision. That's not easy to do. It's not easy to go through, and you know, man was a talented dude. There's a lot riding on his project. I'm assuming he had a lot of people in his ear saying, you know, you got a lot of important stuff to take care of, but this is, you know, this precedes all that. This doesn't even... That woman was around before that dude ever thought about what architecture could have been for him, or in general. I don't know why I'm here. I'm not gonna buy anything. Some high ground here. No way, I didn't hit that. I know it hurts, dude. I know. At least we got a fighting team, you know what I mean? I want to see how this team plays. I mean, this team is pretty... I don't comprehend the lack of aggression. Is it just testosterone that people are missing? Am I playing with women? That can't be possible because my mom would have fucked these kids up already. Oh, get the fuck in there. Shoot the guy. You know, you got a shotgun. I don't know if you... Oh my gosh. You're blowing up the car you're gonna steal. That's a me move. I hope you get shot. In game. Behind you. No, other way. You think going to purple is gonna help you? You idiot. Thanks, man. Appreciate the reboot. Give me the... Hello? What the f... Hello? Decisions, 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 right? Do I want to know what's going on over there? In my mind. How did these bots die? Were we all fighting the same people? What the f... Yeah, right. There's no way I'm playing with these guys, right? I appreciate the hero play. I don't think this works out. Wrong move. Wrong move. Wrong move. Get out, get out, get out. Go, 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 go. Don't even try that. Don't even try to reboot there. Don't do that. If I had to take a... if they're... No, don't even try that. Try, Jeez. Let's see if they can pull this off. If there's a car around here, I mean, that's perfect. Thanks again, guys. I appreciate, you know, appreciate you guys pushing and fighting with us there. That was exactly what I wanted you to do. Yeah, it's not like you left us out there. Dude, I don't want your stuff. Like, legit, you disgust me. I don't want anything to do with you. If you won't take it, I'll take it. I get the feeling that going on foot is going to be a lot safer. I'd rather have this one. Really? What the f... Shoot. Just looking for a decent AR. Just one shot him, please. I'm begging. I know I'm not the best player in the world, right? But I'm doing something here. Jeez, man. Nice. Jeez, man. Golly. Oh, hey, bud. What's going on? Welcome back. Yeah, I guess. I'd rather have the zero, what do you call it? The zero sub whatever versus the bat. My personal preference. Let's go and get into the book, alright? The architects arrived in Chicago late Friday night, January 9th, and took carriages to the Wellington Hotel, where Burnham had arranged rooms for all. Van Brunt, arriving from Kansas City, joined them too. The next morning, they boarded carriages for the journey south to Jackson Park. Route, absent, was to return that day from Atlanta. The ride to the park took about an hour. It was one of those cold winter days, Burnham recalled. The sky was overcast with clouds and the lake covered with foam. At the park, the architects eased from the carriage's puffing blast of steam into a frigid air. The wind picked up motes of sand that strung their cheeks and forced them to shield their eyes. They stumbled over the frozen ground, Hunt wincing from gout, cursing, disbelieving Olmsted, his teeth inflamed, his night an ordeal of wakefulness, limping from his long-ago carriage accident. The lake was gray, darkening to a band of black at the horizon. The only color in the vicinity was the frost rouge on the men's cheeks and the blue of Burnham and Olmsted's eyes. Olmsted watched for the architects' reaction. Now and then he and Burnham caught each other's glances. The architects were stunned. They gazed, Burnham said, with a feeling almost of despair. Jackson Park was 1 square mile of desolation, mostly treeless, save for pockets of various kinds of oak, bur, pin, black, and scarlet, rising from a tangled undergrowth of elder, wild plum, and willow. In the most exposed portions, there was only sand turfed with marine and prairie grasses. One writer called the park remote and repulsive, another a sandy waste of unredeemed and desert land. I don't care what you told me, shut up. Oh, I like that. Like that a lot. It was ugly, a landscape of last resort. Olmsted himself had said of Jackson Park, if a search had been made for the least park-like ground within miles of the city, nothing better meeting the requirement could have been found. In fact, the site was even worse than it appeared. Many of the oaks were dead. Given the season, the dead were hard to distinguish from the living. The root systems of the others were badly damaged. Test borings showed that the earth within the park consisted of a top layer of black... What are they doing? Of black soil about 1 foot thick, followed by 2 feet of sand, then 11 feet of sand so saturated with water, Burnham wrote, it became almost like quicksand and was often given this name. The Chicago men understood the challenge that this soil presented. The New York men, accustomed to bedrock, did not. Alright, where we at in the upload? 56%, not bad, not bad. What we landing at, fellas?
Spot.
Don't let me down, Kush Dog. Don't let me down. What are you up to, bud? Did you have some dinner? Du bist dinner. Dinner time for Randy. Randy likes his dinner time. Let's try a new gun. I usually try the same stuff over and over again. Thank you. Thank you, Mrs. Botterina.
The team.
Where is our team? There. All right, let's go do this.
Mark them. Give me a better gun. $1,700.
You know, Johnny, if you're watching and you see these teammates, I don't know how we won that last game. I really don't. Nevertheless, you saw how difficult it is just to get us. You're not taking this chest from me, by the way. No, dude. No. You jack off. Yeah.
Going back, shooting.
Actually. I'll grab. If you don't want.
No bullets. Yeah. Other teammate. Oh wait, quit. Buster. Straight out Buster.
Alright, well. Case in point.
Such a fucking stupid ass teammate fucking leaves.
I'm with you, dude. Whoever you are. 100% with you.
Cunts.
Again, teammate, I'm 100% with you. The park's gravest flaw, at least from Olmsted's perspective, was that its shoreline was subject to dramatic annual changes in the level of the lake, sometimes as much as 4 feet. Such fluctuations, Olmsted recognized, would greatly increase the difficulty of planting the banks and shores. If the water level fell, visitors to the fair would be treated to an offensive band of bare earth at the waterline. If it rose too high, the water would submerge and kill shore plantings. The architects climbed back into their carriages. They drove towards the lake over the park's rough roads at the pace of a funeral cortege and with equal gloom. Burnham wrote, "A feeling of discouragement allied to hopelessness came over those who then first realized the extent and magnitude of the proposed undertaking and appreciated the inexorable, whatever that means. Let's see if we can get it out of the connotation of the sentence. Appreciated the inexorable conditions of a time limitation to the work. 21 months later was the day fixed by Act of Congress for the dedication of the buildings, and in the short space of 27.5 months, or on May 1st, 1893, the entire work of construction must be finished, the landscape perfected, and the exhibits installed. At the lake, they again left their carriages. Peabody of Boston climbed atop a pier. He turned to Burnham. "Do you mean to say that you really propose opening a fair here by 93? "Yes," Burnham said. "We intend to." Peabody said, "It can't be done." Burnham looked at him. "That point is settled," he said. But even he did not and could not grasp what truly lay ahead. Root returned to Chicago while the architects were in Jackson Park. It was his 41st birthday. He went directly from the train station to the Rookery. He went down to the office in a gay humor, Harriet Monroe said, and that very day received a commission for a large commercial building. But after that afternoon, draftsman Paul Starrett encountered Root in one of the Rookery's elevators, looking ill. His good spirits had fled. He complained again of being tired. The architects returned from their tour discouraged and full of regret. They gathered again in the firm's library where Root, suddenly revitalized, now joined them. He was gracious, funny, warm. If anyone could sway these men and ignite their passion, Burnham knew Root was the one. Root invited the outside men to come to his house on Astor Place the next morning, Sunday, for tea. Then went home at last to greet his children and his wife Dora, who, according to Harriet Monroe, was in bed, ill almost unto death from a recent miscarriage. Root told Dora of his weariness and suggested that in the coming summer they should escape somewhere for a long rest. The last months had been full of frustration and long nights of work and travel. He was exhausted. The trip south had done nothing to ease his stress. He looked forward to the end of the week, January 15th, when the architects would conclude their conference and go home. After the 15th, he told his wife, "I shall not be busy. I shall not be so busy," he said, sorry. The Eastern and Chicago architects reconvened that night at the University Club for a dinner in their honor, hosted by the fair's Grounds and Buildings Committee. Root was too tired to attend. Clearly, the dinner was a weapon meant to ignite enthusiasm and show the Easterners that Chicago fully intended to follow through on its grand boasts about the exposition. It was the first in a sequence of impossibly rich, voluminous banquets, whose menus raised the question of whether any of the city's leading men could possibly have a functional artery. As the men arrived, reporters intercepted them. The architects were gracious but close-mouthed. They were to sit at a large T-shaped table when Lemon Gage, president of the exposition, at the center of the topmost table, Hunt on his right, Olmsted on his left. Bundles of carnations and pink and red roses transformed the tables into cutting beds. A boutonniere rested beside each plate. Doesn't that just sound like a pretentious word? Like a person who you would hate with a punchable face would just say shit like that, right? Oh yes, I have a boutonniere rested beside each plate. Everyone wore tuxedos. There was not a woman in sight. Alright, let me see what a boutonniere is. It just sounds like something douchey, doesn't it? This is a boutonniere? Oh yeah. Super pretentious. Super douchey. Boutonniere? I just like saying it. I've worn a boutonniere before. Pretty sure I have. I'm pretty sure. There was not a woman in sight. Yeah, I mean, if you're wearing boutonnieres, why would they be? At precisely 8 p.m., Gage took Hunt and Olmsted by the arm and led the way from the club's reception room to the banquet hall. Oysters, a glass or two of Montrachet, consommé of green turtle, amontillado, broiled shad à la Maréchal, cucumbers, potatoes à la Duchesse. Oh, Duchesse. I was going to say potatoes à la douche, filet mignon à la Rossini, Chateau Lafite and Renat Brut, Fons d'Artichaut, Farci, Pommery sec, sorbet à quiche, cigarettes. Really, cigarettes were interesting. Interesting. Cigarettes were like a wine and dine. Oh no, nothing for me, please. Just a cigarette, thank you. Woodcock. Oh, I bet it is. On toast. Woodcock on toast, huh? Asparagus salad, ices, Canton ginger, cheese, pont l'évêque, roquefort, coffee, liqueur, Madeira 1815, cigars. If you don't know what I just listed off, it looks to be the menu. Gage spoke first. He offered a rousing oration on the brilliance of the future exposition and the need now for the great men in the banquet hall to think first of the fair, last of themselves, affirming that only through the subordination of self would the exposition succeed. The applause was warm and enthusiastic. Burnham spoke next. He described his own vision of the fair and Chicago's resolve to make that vision real. He too urged teamwork and self-sacrifice. Gentlemen, he said, 1893 will be the third great date in our country's history. On the two others, 1776 and 1861, all true Americans served, and now I ask you to serve again. What? Alright, 1776. Okay. Taking a nap time, pal? Or you want to watch Magic School Bus? Whatever you want. This time the room erupted. The men left the banquet hall that night, united like soldiers in a campaign, Burnham said. It was the Chicagoans. They should call it Chicagoians. That just has a better ring to it, don't you think? Chicagoans, however, who did all the marching. At Root's house the next day, Harriet Monroe met the Eastern architects and came away shaken. In talking with them, I was amazed at their listless and hopeless attitude, she said. Beautiful effects were scarcely to be expected in buildings so enormous and so cheaply constructed. The level of monotony of ground surfaces in Chicago made effective grouping practically impossible. The time for preparation and construction was too short. These and other criticisms indicated a general feeling of disparagement. At T's End, Root escorted his visitors to their carriages. It was dark and bitterly cold. A sharp wind scythed along Astor Place. Much was made in retrospect of the fact that Root, in evening dress, charged into the rock cold night without first putting on a coat. All right, so it's becoming blatantly obvious that there's just no faith and no hope in this fair to be constructed. There are certain people who have like their eye on the ball, right? But that's all they have, right? They have to be able to lead men and turn it up and get people to buy into the program, and they're just not having that. That dude just got shot out of his mind and was absolutely not once turning. That's the sign of a bot. That's just a bot behavior, right? Point being that Chicago had this massive exposition to put on and absolutely no direct leadership kind of doing the work of gathering the troops and getting everybody together, which stinks, right? I mean, that's just kind of ass. But what are you going to do, right? So in these instances, if I had to foreshadow what's coming next, I mean, you got to have this Root guy who's, he seems to be the big swinging dick of this whole thing with the respect to how he approaches it. I mean, he's really got to get people on board. You can't have this anymore, right? You can't just keep promising an exposition and say, no, it's coming, it's coming, it's coming, it's coming. Eventually, you'll just become a government, right? They promise a bunch of shit that never comes. And meanwhile, you look back on your life and wonder, where did it all go wrong? Well, you chose not to make anything about it. You chose not to do anything about it. So we'll see. We'll see. That's the first subsection that we just finished. It feels like the video was running a little short, so next subsection looks to be 2 pages. We'll do that. After that, next subsection seems to be 3 pages, and that'll be the end of part 1. Interesting. Okay, I didn't even know that was... I thought they were just all subsections, but that's going to be the end of part 1. We'll go towards the end of part 1. We'll end the video. Looks to be about 6 to 7 pages of reading. Very doable. Good shots. You know what? The dude had good movement, decent movement. Yeah, get in there, get in there. Show him why. Yeah, loot up. You did all that damage. Go ahead. Charge it up. Charge it up. Expect him to show up. Just charge it up. Yep. 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 Not sure what you're doing. Do you see him? Do you hear him? I don't see him or hear him. You probably should turn around. You're going to have to play this hill. And I know you got a drill and all, but no, you're right. This is the right move. You're right. Made him out if necessary. I like that. Being a good teammate. Anonymous 283 is sticking close to Anonymous 282, and I respect him for it. I respect this, doing a little recon. Good for that dude. Gonna stretch it out, bud? Ya comiste? Did you eat? I haven't eaten since the morning. I'm a little famished. I'm not sure that I will eat for the rest of the day. I feel good. Don't feel bad at all. Did my reading, did my studying for my exam. I'll probably do more studying after I'm done here. Life is books, man. Life has been books for me lately. I hope that pays off. I really do. But I'm not complaining. I know how to do it. I can interpret the information well. And I got places to be, man. I got shit to do. I can't complain when I got shit to do still, Dilbit in a pickle. Market sours as news of jarring crash. Is that supposed to be some sort of like joke about modern day Bitcoin and shit? And people's easily being swayed depending on what they see in the market. I had people coming to me talking about the market. What the market's doing right now is just terrible. It's awful. Everybody wants to play it safe now, and everything changed today. Today is what's today? April the 9th, 8th. It's a Wednesday, so whatever that is, 2025. Market just bounced up because I guess the president declared a pause on the tariffs, and what are we doing here? Who's this? Who are these clowns? These aren't my teammates. I need teammates. Put a pause on tariffs, or put news out that he put pauses on tariffs, and the market just shot up an extraordinary amount. I mean, an unnatural amount. It's tantamount. It's quite. I'm not gonna say it's brilliant. I'm not gonna say it's a genius move. I just don't know what the hell he's doing. Right? Because people are trading on news. There's no two ways about it. I wonder why it cues me into solos after I do this. Maybe that's why. But the market shot up like a motherfucker. And I did, position myself when things were going sour at the end of the month of March. So, it's pretty good for me. But it's so funny how people lose their heads when these things happen. I tell people all the time, be very careful with getting into the market, because everybody thinks that it's a good idea until you realize you don't really have the temperament for it. You gotta kind of. I hope I say this right, but not. You have to acknowledge the emotional aspect of money, and put in about as much emotional dollars into the market as you can really let ride out in your heart. Right, the fear in your heart's gonna know how much money you put, and the basic math behind the market going up or down a certain percentage. You're just gonna know. It's just the way it works. All right, we're playing with King Bots today, huh? 2 King Bots. Ba-dum-bum-ba-dum-bum. I like hot drops, right? I feel like they're, if you survive them, they're great warm-ups. If you don't, you get into the next game. Or you spectate and you get to read like me. Oh, you... Yeah, why? Why? Purple, you're just... Zach. You idiot. I need a better AR here. Oh, jeez. Really? Whoa. Needed that, thank you. When I say I needed that, I mean I needed that for my ego. Wait, did the guy leave? Oh, no way, I'm about to get killed for this, right? Oh. Oh, baby chode. Any day of the week, you clown. Come on. Sit still for a second. Let me reload. Let me show you how to do it. Bot. Shoot, two of them. Oh shoot, that's it. Yeah, I see now. Oh. Like, I don't know how to feel about these, right? Trios usually treats me better, so we'll do trios after this. It's just interesting, right? Because teammates were absolutely nowhere to be found. I mean, nowhere. Where? Nowhere. nowhere is exactly where no one's gonna be, you know? So we'll go into the next subsection. Vanishing Point is the name of this section. After years spent drifting from town to town and job to job, a young jeweler named Isilius Connor, he preferred the nickname Ned, moved to Chicago with his wife Julia and their 8-year-old daughter, Pearl, and quickly found that Chicago was indeed a city of opportunity. At the start of 1891, Ned found himself managing a jewelry counter that occupied one wall of a thriving drugstore on the city's south side at 63rd and Wallace. For once in Ned's adult life, the future gleamed. The owner of the drugstore, though very young, was prosperous and dynamic, truly a man of age, seemed destined for even greater success given that the World's Columbian Exposition was to be built just a short streetcar ride east at the end of 63rd. There was talk, too, that a new elevated rail line, nicknamed the Alley L for the way its trestles roofed city alleys, would be extended eastwards along 63rd directly to Jackson Park, thus providing visitors with another means of reaching the future fair. Already traffic on the street had increased sharply, as each day hundreds of citizens drove their carriages to the park to see the chosen sight. Not that there was much to see. Ned and Julia had found the park an ugly, desolate place of sandy ridges and half-dead oaks, although Pearl had enjoyed trying to catch tadpoles in its pools of stagnant water. That anything wonderful could arise on that ground seemed beyond possibility, although Ned, like most new visitors to Chicago, was willing to concede that the city was a place unlike any he had encountered. If any city could make good on the elaborate boasts circulated thus far, Chicago was the one. Ned's new employer, Dr. H. Holmes, seemed a perfect example of what everyone called the Chicago spirit. To be so young yet own a block-long building would be incredible in any other place of Ned's experience. Here it seemed an ordinary accomplishment. The Connors lived in a flat on the second floor of the building, near Dr. Holmes's own suite of rooms. It was not the brightest, most cheerful apartment, but it was warm and close to work. Moreover, Holmes offered to employ Julia as a clerk in the drugstore and to train her to keep his books. Later, when Ned's 18-year-old sister, Gertrude, moved to Chicago, Holmes asked to hire her as well, to manage his new mail-order medicine company. With 3 incomes, the family might soon be able to afford a house of their own, perhaps on one of the wide macadam streets of Englewood. Certainly they'd be able to afford bicycles and trips to Timmerman's Theater down the street. One thing did make Ned uneasy, however. Holmes seemed inordinately attentive to Gertie and Julia. On one level, this was natural and something to which Ned had become accustomed, for both women were great beauties. Gertie slim and dark, Julia tall and felicitously proportioned. It was clear to Ned, clear in fact from the first moment, that Holmes was a man who liked women and whom women liked in return. Lovely young women seemed drawn to the drugstore. When Ned tried to help them, they were remote and uninterested. Their manner changed markedly if Holmes happened then to enter the store. Always a plain man, Ned now seemed to become part of the background, a bystander to his own life. Only his daughter Pearl was inattentive to him, as always. Ned watched with alarms as Holmes flattered Gertie and Julia with smiles and gifts and treasley praise, especially Gertie, and how the women glowed in response. When Holmes left them, they appeared crestfallen, their demeanor suddenly brittled and snappish. Even more disconcerting was the change in how customers responded to Ned himself. It was not what they said, but what they carried in their eyes, something like sympathy, even pity. One night during this period, Holmes asked Ned a favor. He led him to the big vault and stepped inside, then told Ned to close the door and listen for the sound of his shouting. I shut the door and put my ear to the crack, Ned recalled, but could hear only a faint sound. Ned opened the door and Holmes stepped out. Now Holmes asked Ned if he would go inside and try shouting, so that Holmes could hear for himself how little sound escaped. Ned did so, but got back out the instant Holmes reopened the door. I didn't like that kind of business, he said. Why anyone would ever even want a soundproof vault was a question that apparently did not occur to him. For the police, there were warnings of a different sort. Letters from parents, visits from detectives hired by parents. But these were lost in the chaos. Vanishment seemed a Chicago pastime. There were too many disappearances in all parts of the city to investigate properly, too many forces impeding the detection of patterns. Patrolmen, many of them were barely competent, appointed solely at the direction of ward bosses. Detectives were few, their resources and skills minimal. Class obscured their vision. Ordinary vanishing Polish girls, stockyard boys, Italian laborers, Negro women merited little effort. Only the disappearances of muddied souls drew a forceful response, and even then there was little that detectives could do other than send telegrams to other cities and periodically check the morgue for each day's collection of unidentified men and women and children. At one point, half the city's detective force was involved in investigating disappearances, prompting the chief of the city's central detective unit to announce he was considering the formation of a separate bureau, a mysterious disappearance department. What the fuck is that gonna do? If you can't figure it out with your own damn bureau, what the hell is it gonna... I'm just gonna move on. Women and men vanished in equal proportion. Fanny Moore, a young visitor from Memphis, failed to return home, where she was boarding and was never seen again. J.W. Highlyman left work one day, caught a suburban train, and vanished, the Tribune said, as completely as though swallowed by the earth. The women were presumed to have been ravished, the men robbed, their corpses plunged into the turgid waters of the Chicago River, or the alleys of Halsted and the Levee, and that hard stretch of Clark between Polk and Taylor. Known to veteran officers as Cheyenne, found bodies went to the morgue. If unclaimed, they traveled next to the dissection amphitheater at Rush Medical College, or perhaps Cook County Hospital, and from there to the articulation laboratory for the delicate task of picking flesh and connective tissues from the bones and skull, washing all with bleach, and remounting same for the subsequent use of doctors, anatomy museums, and the occasional private collection of scientific novelties. The hair was sold for wigs, the clothing given to settlement houses. Like the Union stockyards, Chicago wasted nothing. That's kind of that's creepy, and obviously what they're alluding to is that this Holmes guy is behind the whole thing. You know, it was his whole racket. I mean, it's kind of interesting, right? Dude was a nut, good with the ladies. Because while they're looking at him as like, oh, how handsome, he was looking at them like, oh, you'd be good for parts. You know what I mean? Alright, let's finish commentating this game before we get into the next one. And finish the book. So here we're jumping on with Junior reply. Apparently this is a text message playing Fortnite. Junior has not replied. He's 18 years old, so he must be a god of the game. Okay, alright. Not good at driving, apparently. Looks like Anonymous is driving him around. CoffeeZilla. Why does that name sound familiar? I feel like that's a YouTuber, right? Or something? Or a podcaster or some shit? Who isn't a podcaster nowadays, you know? Go ahead. Go ahead, get this kill. Go ahead. Okay. 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 If he could have back healed that dude jumping onto the pad, don't even no, don't pick up the guns. Don't pick up the pump and dump. It's not worth it right now. It would be worth it to conserve your ammo for your assault, but I think you need to rock with that long range AR and hope for the best. What's better, those scorpions or oh, go ahead, you see him, go ahead, one at a time. One. They don't see you yet. You should probably be hitting these shots. Notice how the team is playing with them, you know what I mean? Junior is definitely replying right now. Go ahead, Junior. Go ahead. What do you see? See something? Say something. Yep, a lot of loot. A lot of loot. Not a lot of people, you know, getting that loot. I'm not sure if you want to be that guy. You see anything? Good shots. Yep. Good eyes. Let's play high ground if we can. Melt that thing. Go. Yep. Oh, get that assault. Yep. Beautiful. Get him out. Go ahead. You see him again. Left. No. What are... Yep. Beautiful. All right, Junior's replying on time. It's probably, he seems like an iPhone guy. This kind of performance. Go ahead. Grab some splashes, live a little. I like this fighting technique, right? Minimal level of heals and just weaponry for any occasion. Okay, go ahead. Go help team. You see him. You see it. Nice. Would appreciate a second hand on this guy, but you know, loot up, I guess. Wonder if pickle coins, you can put them away like layaway, right? They go into the next game. I doubt it, but you know, a boy can dream. Oh, I gotta stretch the back a little bit. Back's feeling better. Slowly but surely, we're getting back to it. I genuinely do not know what happened. My best guess is that I slept on it wrong, man. Have not been lifting. No interest in lifting weights right now. Mostly just doing cardio. A lot of dancing, a lot of Pilates, you know, and just staying in shape, right? Staying long, staying strong. Go ahead, melt him. He's in the car, melt him. You got out. Come on. Go ahead. You see him to the right. Let's go. Get that bat out. Go ahead. Get that bat out. Nope, behind you. What are y'all? I would play the house. I don't know that this is a good move. Just make sure this isn't a 4v4. Oh, dude, no. Behind you. The awareness is very good when he's with his team. When he's not, I don't know if this dude graduated to 3rd grade. That's no disrespect to 3rd graders. I'm giving them props. Why are you shooting your teammate? Go ahead. There you go. Beautiful. Behind you. He's dead. You see one running across. Go up, go up, go up, go up. Man, if you could play Black Market, that'd be fantastic. Don't worry about your medkit, man. 4v1, come on, let's go, get in there. Stop messing around. It's beautiful. Nice. I don't know what juniors are applying to right now or what he's doing, but, you know, whatever. Good win. Good win for that team. Sweet potato. All right. The last section of the book is going to be Alone before we end part 1. Alone. I'm surprised that the sun is still out and it's a beautiful day in California. Oh, here we go, here we go, here we go. I'm glad I got a W, but if I had a choice, I would have liked to get that W and stay with that team. Just because, like, you know, I just like a team that sticks together, even if you're not any good. That's like 75% of the battle, right? Having teammates there just to shoot from different directions, to make sure you have eyes on an enemy. Make sure that, you know, you're smelting them a little bit. As best as you can. Once it's 4v4, at that point it just becomes a skill issue, right? What other books has this guy put out? Eric Larson, Thunderstruck, In the Garden of the Beasts, The Demon of Unrest, The Splendid and the Vile, Deadwake. Interesting, alright. I'm gonna have to read some of those titles. Sound very... No, dude, no. I'm gonna have to read some of those titles. Is Tomac in my party? Oh, dude. Nothing wrong with it, I don't think I got a notification anyways. Oh, okay, so I'm looking at the back of the book. It says, winner of the Edgar Award. Winner of the Edgar Award for the Best Fact Crime. A dynamic, enveloping book relentlessly fuses history and entertainment to give this nonfiction book the dramatic effect of a novel. It doesn't hurt that this truth is stranger than fiction. Alright, dude, I'm on a... Yeah, you better hurry up. Bringing Chicago circa 1893 to vivid life, Eric Larson's spellbinding bestseller intertwines the true tale of two men, the brilliant architect behind the legendary 1893 World Fair, striving to secure America's place in the world, and the cunning serial killer who used the fair to lure his victims to their death. Combining meticulous research with nail-biting storytelling, Eric Larson has crafted a narrative with all the wonder of newly discovered history and the thrills of the best fiction. Nice. Alright, just checking. Don't want to hear this in my ear, you know? We got Spoony Jewel and Bluesy Metal. What's up, fellas? Frozone. Where is my super suit? Nice. Look at that, a receptive team. I like that. Yeah, what am I going there for? I gotta play the field. I gotta get some weaponry. This is my team. Oh, I lost because of this gun, bro. Jeez, man. Who shot, by the way? Is that me? Is that my team, or...? Homie, this is not happening, right? Did these geniuses stay in the black market after I told them not to? Oh no, I can't do this. Ain't give me a ping or nothing. Here's what I'm gonna do. That's what I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because I can't have my feng shui being ruined. If I'm gonna do this, I gotta do it right, you know? Starting the chapter, or subchapter of Alone, the Eastern and Chicago architects met again on Monday morning, January 12th, in Burnham and Root's library on the top floor of the Rookery. Root was absent. William R. Meade had come from New York to stand in for his grieving partner, McKim. As the men waited for everyone to arrive, the visitors from time to time would drift to the library's east-facing windows and stare out at the vastness of Lake Michigan. The light entering the room was preternaturally intense. Carrying with it the surplus radiance of the lake and its frozen shore. I'll read that last sentence again. The light entering the room was preternaturally intense, carrying with it the surplus radiance of the lake and its frozen shore. All right, here we go. Take two. Redemption. I can't have teammates who don't comprehend basic pinging. Just double checking that we're on the same page. I'm not going black market. Just want to get that out of the way. Beautiful. What the?
Hey guys, what's up?
What's going on, dude?
Oh, good. They changed the lighting in this room, huh? It's all dark and moody.
Same. Hey, babe. It's not personal. I need this. I hope you can understand. Never would have worked out between us two. Can I? Hello? Is he fighting the bot? What idiots do? That's badass. Oh, nice.
Let's go fight. Yo.
I like the aggressiveness. You can tell this dude only has 30 minutes left before his mom kicks him off.
Oh, fuck. Sorry, wrong. I messed it up.
Scorpion.
Ooh, I like that. that.
Flawless victory.
Bastards. Shoot your fucking guns, man. Can we kick him? Dude, what are you...
Manager, let's go find a pan.
You both fucking suck. I don't know who gave you a credit card to buy all that shit. Franny, whatever your name is. You should get your money back. You really
Or
should.
one of the sprites.
You're getting muted just out of principle. Why can't I mute you? Hello? Why can't I mute people? Oh, I had such good weaponry, man. I mean, if you're not gonna take that Midas gun, I'll take it. You take them both, right? He's the one who says, "Let's go fight." He runs away from it. It's kind of what you get, man. Reap what you sow, I guess. Dumbass. You know these bots want to come play, don't they? Funny how that works, ain't it? Stop scaring away the Karibo, man. Oh, you're waiting on me for, man. Go. Shit, dipshits. Say see you later. Dude, did you get away from me, man? Don't get away from me. Fantastic start. Fantastic start. You can't tell I was very peeved off with that team from the jump. Again, don't tell me, let's go fight, and the next time I start spectating you, you're running, right? I went to go fight. I was actually on quite a roll, right? I had 2 people down. Just, I find that funny. I just do. Let's go ahead and read this bad boy. Burnham rose to offer the men a formal welcome, but he did not seem at ease. He was aware of the lingering reticence of the Eastern men and seemed hell-bent on winning them with flattery that verged on unction, a tactic that Louis Sullivan had known Burnham to deploy with great effect. Himself not especially susceptible to flattery except in a sentimental way, he soon learned its efficiency when plastered thick on big businessmen, Sullivan wrote. Louis saw it done repeatedly and at first was amazed at Burnham's effrontery, only to be more amazingly amazed at the drooling of the recipient. The method was crude, but it worked, said Sullivan. It soon became noticeable that he was progressively and grossly apologizing to the Eastern men for the presence of their benighted brethren of the West. Hunt noticed it too. Hell, he snapped. We haven't come here on a missionary expedition. Let's get to work. Murmurs of agreement rose through the room. Adler was cheered. Sullivan smirked. Olmsted watched, deadpan, as he listened to the roaring in his ears that would not subside. Hunt grimaced. The trip from New York and the excursion to Jackson Park had worsened his gout. Hunt's interjections startled Burnham. It brought back, in a rush, the hurt of the great dual snub by the East, his rejection by Harvard and Yale, but the remark and the obvious support it garnered in the room also caused Burnham to shift focused to the work at hand. As Sullivan saw it, Burnham came out of this somnambulistic somnambulistic vagary and joined in. He was keen enough to understand that Uncle Dick, meaning Hunt, had done him a needed favor. Burnham told the men that henceforth they would serve as the fair's board of architects. He invited them to choose a chairman. They elected Hunt. The natural dominance of the master again asserted itself without pretension, wrote Van Brunt, and we once more became his willing and happy pupils. For secretary, they elected Sullivan, who most decidedly was not a happy pupil of Hunt's. To him, Hunt was the janissary of a dead vernacular. Burnham, too, both men symbolized all that stood in the way of Sullivan's own emerging ethos, that a building's function should express itself in its design, not merely that form should follow function, but that the function created or organized its form. To Sullivan, Hunt was merely a relic. Burnham something far more dangerous. In him, Sullivan saw a kindred capacity for obsession. Sullivan had come to see Chicago architecture as dominated by only two firms, Burnham and Root and Adler and Sullivan. In each firm was a man with a fixed, irrevocable purpose in life, for the sake of which he would bend or sacrifice all else. Sullivan wrote, Daniel Burnham was obsessed by the feudal idea of power. Louis Sullivan was equally obsessed by the beneficent idea of democratic power. Sullivan admired both Root and Adler, but believed they function on a lesser plane. John Root was so self-indulgent that there was a risk he might never draw upon his underlying power. Adler was essentially a technician, an engineer, a conscientious administrator. Unquestionably, Adler lacked sufficient imagination, and so in a way did John Root, that is to say, the imagination of the dreamer. In the dream imagination lay Burnham's strength and Louis' passion. This dude won with no kills, nice. Shortly before noon, Burnham left the room to take a telephone call from Dora Root. She told him her husband had awakened with a bad cold and would not be able to attend the meeting. Several hours later, she called again. A doctor had come and diagnosed pneumonia. Root's spirits were good. He joked and sketched. I haven't escaped sickness all my life to get off easily now, he told Harriet Monroe. I knew when my turn came, it would be a tartar. The architects continued to meet, but without Burnham, who stayed beside his bed, his partner's bed, except for occasional departures to help resolve issues back in the library or to visit Hunt, whose gout had grown so painful he was confined to his room in the Wellington Hotel. Root joked with his nurses at its regular Wednesday meeting with grounds and buildings committees, passed a resolution wishing Root a speedy recovery. That day, Burnham wrote to a Chicago architect named W.W. Boyington, Mr. Root is quite low. Mr. Root is quite low, and there is uncertainty about his recovery, but still a chance for him. On Thursday, Root seemed to rally. Burnham again wrote to Boyington, am able this morning to give you a little better report. He had passed a pretty good night and is easier. While the danger is not over, we are hopeful. What kind of disgusting glider is that? Why do I have a... Let's go ahead and do it. On Thursday, Root seemed to rally. Burnham again wrote to Boyington, I'm able this morning to give you a little better report. He has passed a pretty good night and is easier. While the danger is not over, we are hopeful. Enthusiasm amongst the architects rose. With Hunt still confined to his room, Post stood in as a chairman. He and Van Brunt shuttled to and from Hunt's hotel. The architects approved the original brown paper plan fashioned by Burnham, Olmsted, and Root with few changes. They decided how big the main building should be and how they should be situated on the site. They chose a uniform style, neoclassical, meaning the buildings would have columns and pediments and evoke the glories of ancient Rome. This choice was anathema to Sullivan, who abhorred derivative architecture, but during the meeting he made no objection. The architects also made what would prove to be one of the most important decisions of the fair. They set a uniform height, 60 feet, for the cornice of each of the palaces of the Grand Court. Okay. So they're going old school with it. I can respect that. They have a lot of those in New York where it's very like, whoops. Where we off to, fellas? Where are these dudes jumping to? Anyways, very old school buildings, very much reminiscent of ancient Rome, at least as much as they can be, right? They do look beautiful. It is beautiful architecture. I'm not going to say it's not. Didn't I play with this guy before? King Bot? Didn't I call him King Bot before? What the hell are you doing? I think this dude's trying to get into the vault without having to put the dynamite on it. You know, not sure if that's possible, but I respect the effort. I saw him, you dummy. I think I marked him. Hey guys. You guys not hit teammate, thank you. Alright, that's a lot more bullets than I wanted to spend on that guy. But I just... Wait, why am I losing health? Uneffing believable. All this for a damn bolt. Did we get the piece of crap opened? Dumb bots. See something? What do you want me to fight with this, by the way? Uh-oh. Oh, I'm dead. Always playing like he doesn't have a drill. Oh, shit. I need this gas. Oh, damn. Medkit be with me. Asking you shall receive, my friend. What's going on? Get out of here. No. Jeez, man. There you go, body. Real player? No way, right? A red pump and dump? What you need, grab what you need. Where did he go? I just want to... Dude ran for his life at 100 HP. Dude ran for his life with 100 HP. No, dude, no. You're not... I know I'm not on a great performance either. I get that. But I think there's something to playing with your team, don't you think? I'm not going to be mad. I'm not going to be mad. It's a Wednesday and I'm not going to get mad. I'm going to keep reading. Because in another life, I'd rather throw him off a... Where is he going? I want to see where he's... I want to see what his plan is, right? What is this plan? I don't understand what he's doing. It would very much be hilarious to me if he thought for any reason he was going to a reboot van and already had our cards. This dummy... Yeah, congrats. Yeah, I hate to break it to you. You don't even have the cards. What are you trying to reboot? This. I want to watch this. What? How'd you do that? Wait, how'd you do that? Wait, so what did he do? Yeah, he didn't get our cards. I'm not sure what he was doing. Is that another way to grab people's cards? I'm not sure. I never tried this before. If he revives me, I mean, thanks, but I can't do anything, man. I'm gonna grab that gun, probably go downstairs, see what I can do, try to salvage this thing. Hello? Alright, gonna hopefully reboot this thing. Gonna get the volume back in 3, 2, Nanny 911. How funny would it be if I got shot by the time I came back here? There you go. Use it or lose it, right? That's just great. That's great. Wait, am I dead? What the? I'm dead. I'm actually dead. Yeah, thanks. Thanks, dude. That's cute. This dude's dead, I'm telling you, he's dead. You're not getting this off. Yeah. These lobbies are sweaty. You know what they should have? They should have KD of the day. If you've had an under 0 KD for the day, an under 1 KD for the day, there's lobbies for you, right? Over 1, under 2, right? They should do that. Same way they do it with football, you know? How do you get rid of somebody's invite? Let's go ahead and finish this chapter if we can. A little irked. A little irked. It could be, you know, not eating. It could be the testosterone. It could be the shitty teammates. It could be a combination of all three. Old tree. Let's go ahead and finish this up. Um, a cornice was merely a horizontal decorative projection. Walls, roofs, domes, and arches could rise far higher, but by establishing this one point of commonality, the architects ensured a fundamental harmony among the fair's most important structures, most imposing structures. At about 4 o'clock Thursday afternoon, Codman and Burnham drove to Root's house. Codman waited in the carriage as Burnham went inside. Burnham found Root struggling for breath. Throughout the day, Root had experienced strange dreams, including one. Nope. Nope. Strange dreams. Here we go. I'm gonna turn off my light. Hold on. It's just a reading light. Strange dreams, you say? No way, this already happened, right? Can't be mad. You're afraid to get aggressive in a virtual game. You got bigger problems in life. I don't even blame you. You're not hitting shots like that. Let's try this again. Keep reading. Burnham found Root struggling for breath. Throughout the day, Root had experienced strange dreams, including one that had come to him many times in the past of flying through the air. When Root saw Burnham, he said, "You won't leave me again, will you?" Burnham said no, but he did leave to check on Root's wife, who was in a neighboring room. As Burnham talked with her, a relative also entered the room. She told them Root was dead. In his last moments, she said, he had run his fingers over his bedding, as if playing the piano. "Do you hear that?" he whispered. "Isn't it wonderful? That's what I call music." The house settled into an eerie post-mortem quiet, broken only by hiss of gas lamps and the weary tick of clocks. Burnham paced the floor below. He did not know it, but he was being watched. Harriet Monroe's aunt, Nettie, sat on a step high on the dark upper curve of the stairway that rose from Ruth's living room to the second floor. The woman listened as Burnham paced, a fire burning in the hearth behind him, and cast large shadows on the opposing wall. "I have worked," Burnham said. "I have schemed and dreamed to make us the greatest architects in the world. I have made him see it and kept him at it, and now he dies. Damn, damn, damn." Oh man, that's rough. Turning off the light now. Jumping into action. Shall we, gentlemen? Shall we have this dance? I'm expecting a lot from It's a Me. It's a Me sounds like a very French name. French players are very good at Fortnite from what I hear because they're French. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. What? That's fine. How does that work? Okay, take two. jump pad around here, ain't there? So we're just not gonna have teammates here again? Cool. Cool, 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 cool. Why? No, fight with the team. What are you doing? Left the team out to die. Good shots, pump and dump, nice. Alright, I gotta use these wisely. Ooh. So there goes one medkit. Again? It's unbelievable. This is no, this is definitely my fault. I can't even see these guys. I'm taking this fight. Taking this. Oh shit. That's fucking great. Alright, turns out It's Me is really French. I respect it. Hey, Coachella. Get in there. I don't think you want to do that. Stop playing with this kid. That's fine, that's fine. As long as I put some pressure on these guys to do this. I don't like playing and sitting back. I don't like that. That's the biggest shield bubble I ever saw. Can't she pull this off? Oh, no. Good try. Good try. Good try, my sister. It's me. I kind of want to watch this because this is like endgame, right? So I want to see this. Alright, gonna go get Coachella. Go get him. Yeah, I think I'm out of the game for this one because, I don't know where I died. I'm probably up here. Yep. Nope. 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 No. Not sure what you're doing. Jump head. Go ahead. Smart moves. You had a jump pad, you might as well take it, man. If you're trying to hit that reboot, it ain't gonna happen. People are protecting that. Should hit the one behind you. Go ahead, to your right, yep, see him. No. This is the wrong play. This is the play, there you go. 1v4, show him why. Yep. One at a time. Knock him off with the bat. Nope. Don't even play with him. Don't even play with him. Knock him off with the bat. Knock him off with the bat. There's one. She's gonna pull this off. She's gonna pull it off. Because she's French, I told you. No. Oof. Go ahead, pump and dump. Oh. Nice try. Good try by teammate. Good try. I don't know, man. I'm just feeling a little aggro tonight, and I feel like the team's not really matching that energy. You gotta play with me, man. I'm here. You know. I'm not here to play, pussyfoot and, hope that the other team just doesn't want to push us. Let's get in there. Let's go ahead and finish this chapter. We were around... Root's death stunned Burnham, stunned Chicago. Burnham and Root had been partners and friends for 18 years. Each knew the other's thoughts. Each had come to rely on the other for his skills. Now Root was gone. Outsiders wondered if Root's death might mean the death of the exposition. The newspapers were full of interviews in which the city's leading men described Root as the guiding force behind the fair, that without him the city could not hope to realize its dreams. The Tribune said Root was easily Chicago's most distinguished architect, if indeed he had his superior in the whole country. Edwards Jeffrey, chairman of the Grounds and Buildings Committee, said, "There's no man in the profession of architects who has the genius and ability to take up the exposition work where Mr. Root left off." Burnham kept silent. He considered quitting the fair. Two forces warred within him, grief and a desire to cry out that he, Burnham, had been the engine driving the design of the fair, that he was the partner who had propelled the firm of Burnham and Root to greater and greater achievement. The Eastern architects departed on Saturday, January 17th. On Sunday, Burnham attended a memorial service for Root at Root's Astor Place house, his burial in Graceland Cemetery, a charm and haven for the well-heeled dead a few miles north of the Loop. It's rough, man. It's rough. Turning off the light. That Root, man, Died doing what he loved to do. Died on probably his biggest endeavor. And that's just rough, man. That's... you don't wish that on anybody, you know. Actually, let me grab this. Ooh, easy kills, easy kills, easy kills, easy kills. I can't kill this guy, please. Whoa. That was a hot drop. Hot drop, hot drop, hot drop. And again, this dude's not even... So let me tell you how this game's gonna end, right? With us dead. That's how it's gonna end. Let me keep reading. On Monday, he was back at his desk. He wrote 12 letters. Root's office next to him was silent, draped in bunting. Hothouse flowers perfumed the air. The challenge ahead looked more daunting than ever. On Tuesday, a large bank failed in Kansas City. The following Saturday, Lyman Gage announced that he would quit as president of the fair, effective April 1st, to tend to his own bank. The fair's director general, George Davis, at first refused to believe it. It's all nonsense, he snapped. Gage has got to stay with us. We can't do without him. There was labor unrest. And I'm back? What? Oh, jeez. Who asked these guys to reboot me? One of them's gone. I gotta take a massive waz, which is why I'm moving like this. This is a pelvis workout. I'm telling you right now. Gotta take a massive waz, man. Just a massive waz. Oh my gosh, don't mind if I do. I'll be right there. Take a massive waz. Did I say massive? I meant ginormous waz. These fellas out right there. Hey friends. What's going on? You don't mind if I snatch this from you, do you? Your boy needs a little spice in this game. The game hasn't been so spicy as of late. Oh, that was fantastic. Yes, thank you, thank you. Got a pot? Nice. Preach. Is this John Cena? Am I playing with John Cena? I can't tell. Haha, get it. No, don't talk. I was about to say. If it looks like my mouse is moving everywhere, that's because I'm literally doing a pelvis workout as I'm trying to hold in, you know. Whoa, 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 whoa. Gotta take a massive waz. It's just massive. Did I mention how massive the waz has to be right now? Just letting you people know. Shalom? People? Is it under the... What the f... You know what? You're not worth my time. Get out of my way. Get out of my way. Every bullet counts, fellas. Every bullet counts. Alright, I wasn't trying to do all that. Oh, it's not our teammate? Who's tagging me from the bush? I'm no good here. I gotta get involved. Bing bong. Yeah, I can do it. I didn't hear him, but I expect him to have said, yeah, our bad for pinging you this way. You did your job. We had to get the hell out of there. What a match. What a match. That was a good match. I can live with that one. On Tuesday, a large bank failed in Kansas City. The following Saturday, Lemon Gage announced that he would quit as president of the fair effective April 1st to tend to his own bank. The fair's director general, George Davis, at first refused to believe it. It's all nonsense, he snapped. Gage has still got to stay with us. We can't do it without him. There was a labor unrest, just as Burnham had feared. Union leaders began using the future fair as a vehicle for asserting such goals as the adoption of a minimum wage and an 8-hour day. There was the threat of fire and weather and disease. Already foreign editors were taking who would dare attend the exposition given Chicago's notorious problems with sewage. No one had forgotten how 1885 fouled water had ignited an outbreak of cholera and typhoid that killed 10% of the city's population. Jeez. Darker forces marshaled in the smoke. Somewhere in the heart of the city, a young Irish immigrant sank still more deeply into madness, the preamble to an act that would shock the nation and destroy what Burnham dreamed would be the single greatest moment of his life. Closer at hand, a far stranger creature raised his head in equally intent anticipation. I was born with the devil in me, he wrote. I could not help the fact that I was a murderer, no more than the poet can help the inspiration to sing. Okay, interesting. Interesting. Oh, this guy won. Good for him. Damn. So we were that close to winning. Let me do one last one. So that's part 1 of the book. That's part 1 of the book. We've already established our characters. We know... We have a rough layout of how it's going to play out, right? With respect to... it's obviously going to be somewhat of a murder mystery. We know what's going to happen. We don't exactly know how it's going to happen. And, yeah, man, I mean, it's, stuff is cooking up over here. This is, the next thing is going to be part 2. How long has this video gone on? It's got to be like 3 hours, right? Yeah, 3 hours. All right, it's not bad. We'll make this LG. Not that bad. That was part 1. That's the end of part 1. And in all total, I probably recorded 5 of these to get through part 1. So it's not bad at all. I don't want to do solos for my last game. Last game's got to be, with a squad. And if we die off rip, all the better. I get to go, I don't even know what time it is. Let me see what time is it. It's got to be like 10. 8:30. Okay, 8:30. So 8:30. I can go downstairs, do a little more test prep, and go work out. Maybe I can get a workout in tonight. It's still early. Wow, I can definitely get a workout in. I don't know why every time I want to ready up again to get into the next game, I don't want to be a dick yet. What was I saying? Still early, gonna get a workout in. Good timing. Oh, I don't know why when I ready up again to go back into a game after I've played in quads, I ready up in a solo queue. Part of me thinks it's because the party I have is invite only. So maybe there's something there that the game is thinking, alright, this dude wants to play on his own, which, I don't dislike playing on my own, but I'd rather play with a team than not. Update, I still got to take a massive WAS. The WAS is still in me. Can I jump on this dude's head? Wait. You make me move, you make me dance. You're such a sweet talker, I don't have any pants. Alright, let's run it. And they just keep running. Alright, so what you want to do, let's do it. Come on, key band. What do you got? Show me something, huh? Let's have a little fun. Gotta play a little careful here. Team is not dropping with us. We definitely have at least, what is that, 5, 6, 7 teams on us. For dramatic effect, we'll say the whole lobby came here. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Fantastic. Let's go ahead and do this. Oh, Pink, why must you do this? I'm not complaining at all. Took my effing baggie? What? Who's shooting me? These dudes look different with, how do I say this? They look different in the light. Gentlemen, let me take care of this. Here's the game for this last video, or here's the game for this last match that I'm playing. The game is, can I win using this shotgun? Alright, I don't need 2 lasers here. Someone shooting at my team? It's kind of mad disrespectful. I don't think you know where you're going. Let's get a little. Whoa. No, don't worry, guys. I don't need any ammo or loot or anything. Don't worry. I'm actually chilling without. Who needs ammo these days, right? Laser kind of saved my ass, man. And I wasn't gonna jump only because, you know, if we were jumping, I wanted it to kind of be worth it. And I was like, dude, there's nobody around us. What's the point of jumping if we're just gonna jump into nothingness? if y'all want that. What are you doing there, Choco Taco? What are you doing? Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. Now I'm on the back foot, huh? Just wait until I come back. Just wait until I get this. Let's heal. What the? Oh, they're matching skins. Nice. So needless to say, obviously, team did not land with us. Blue has the right idea. Long range fight. What is yellow? I'm not sure yellow was with us, but I do see his card there, so I can't fault him. Would be nice if we had another teammate with us. Would be nice. Would be nice. Would be nice. The number of cards that are just there. He's repositioning to your left, by the way. You're gonna get shot from behind if you don't turn the F up right now. Yep. 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 Go ahead and jump. Go ahead and jump. Yep, get out of there. Smart plays. Clever plays. You're dead. Alright, if that was me, I would have taken fall damage. It's just the way it goes. Get out of there. Go, 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 go. No, 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 no. Don't play this. Don't play this. Don't play this. Don't play this. Don't worry. Oh, that's rough. That's rough. Minis, nice. Bubble shield, bubble shield, bubble shield. Oh, dude, what a play. That's a phenomenal play. Wow. You know you can't see anything. Don't even try. Giving yourself away. What are you doing? What a phenomenal play nonetheless. Wow. I don't think he's gonna pull this off, but if he does, kudos. Red, don't even go get red, honestly. Hey man, if you can get a pump and dunk, jeez. Look at the loot. I should have got the pump and dunk. I would have liked that against the bat. Oh, are you kidding me? Yeah, red's gone. Yeah. Dude's stunned from the start. What do you... So what do they do here? I'm not sure what they're doing. Interesting. I don't know how this works. You don't need to go get their cards? Someone's got to explain this to me. Johnny's got to explain this to me. Thank you, my guitar. My boy Choco Taco coming in clutch. Oh shit, I'm dead. We get it, dude. You know how to use a bat. Jeez. Appreciate it, Choco, but don't. Yeah, play your life. Get out of there. You're dead. You're donezo. I mean, great play by this guy. I don't know why. See, this confuses me now. He goes to get my card. Obviously, he's dead. He has no heals. But he goes to get my card. And yeah, there's going to be heals in there, genius. Oh, too late. Is it? I guess not. He goes and gets my card for this, but he didn't need to do it the first time he rebooted me, which is quite fascinating because isn't the entirety of this game, you had another mini behind you by the way, isn't the entirety of this game predicated on being able to reboot only if you get the cards? I mean, what's the point of getting the card if you don't need to? Don't you dare reboot me there. You better get it through your thick skull that I don't want to be rebooted there or anywhere. Don't go that way, don't go that way, don't go that way. Is he gonna zipline this thing? No, he's not. Is he? Oh, he is. Oh, he has an extra medkit. Alright, that's not bad. Yeah, I would not have played that reboot van only because they were there. I'm assuming they have their full squad. And by full squad, I mean 4, not 3. Get a chest behind you. This is definitely one of the better lobbies I've played in. Gets your splashes, man. Yeah, I enjoy it. I mean, this is purely going to be positioning. I don't have anything to kill anybody with. Positioning and just hope, you know, nobody hits their shots. Way back. Let's see if we can pull something out here. 33 people. It's doable. Appreciate it, teammate. Not gonna land with you, though. Okay, I'll land with you. No, dude, I need loot. What the f... Yeah, I'm working on my own stuff over here. Dude. To the left, that's hilarious. That's all I can really do right now. This is how we end the night. As we began. Alone. People to my left just got in that car. Yeah. Gosh, dude, this is such a bad I mean, I gotta hope I can cheese a few kills, and based on those kills, I can, you know, get some half decent loot, I guess. I gotta play that hill. I have to go away from these guys that are chasing. I gotta play this hill. That's how we end the night. That's how it ends. Thank you for watching.